go.
Yeah, my most of my commentary is on the second video.
So I'm just gonna go on about protecting black men. Is that what we're talking about?
I just
Or do you just want me just to go ahead and talk about the condition of black men?
this is hard because at the end of the day, in order to really get an understanding of how black men feel, we got to get black men talking. Y'all don't really talk.
We do not.
And it's understandably why. That's how the world has conditioned men. So it's basically I'm just trying to get an insight on why black men think certain ways or are doing certain things. We kind of got, that some black men aren't raised by men, and that's why certain behaviors that they have adopted is because they're trying to be men because they don't know who men are.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't. I'm a woman. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm not a man. I got my own power struggles. So at the end of the day, I need to know what it is about the black man. Now, you are a black man that was raised by another black man. You had a black man in your life.
Yep, I did.
I don't have a son. I have a daughter. So I don't know how it is to raise a little black boy.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to like being raised by a black man, there's just certain I feel like behaviors that you adopt by observation through actually watching, you know what I'm saying, the black man that you have in your life, how he moves, how he treats his partner, how he handles himself in public, in the and at the workplace. There's a lot of things to go with it.
How he maneuvers in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How he maneuvers in the world. And I think that's kind of what shaped what's kind of shaped my life is watching my grandfather and how he has moved within the world these last almost 40 years that I've known him.
Mm-hmm.
And I have also seen with black men that are not, that have not been afforded my experience, that there are certain things that they lack. There's just certain things that they lack, and not saying that there isn't black men that are raised by black men that don't pick up toxic traits, because they do.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on what type of black men that they were raised by. That's also another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess I want to sit there and talk about the more of the toxic traits that black men pick up.
Yes.
And basically how it affects black women. So, and I don't think a lot of black men think about it in that way, because the black man is also kept down, and also used, abused, and we're used in ways that has been, thank you, we've been used in ways that has been not in the best, whether it's by white people, whether it's by pretty much anybody. People want to use our bodies, our minds, because we are very smart. Black men are very smart, very intelligent. And there's a lot of things within our community when it comes to black men that we aren't able to get to these plateaus, because things in life that happen, the conditions or
also y'all DNA. They want y'all for y'all DNA.
Yes, and for our physicality, our own things that we bring. because they know black male sperm is the strongest.
Yes.
It's the strongest. And it's hard for me, certain things that I see certain black men do, certain things that they say, it as a black man, it's like, well, damn, like, how did you get to this? How did you come to this thought process and this logic?
Yeah.
And why do you view this black woman like this? And, it's always a question for me. And, for an example, you can look at a lot of the black men that have podcasts. And I'm talking about the very successful black men that have podcasts, because there's a lot of successful black men that have podcasts. But the most successful ones usually are the most they possess some of the most toxic black male traits that you can have. And the one thing that a lot of them have in common is that they all disrespect black women. They all do. I was like, if you look at all these black men led podcasts, most of them, a good majority, are disrespecting black women, are trashing black women on their podcasts and everything else. And most of the things of why they're doing it is because that's a popular topic. Trashing black women for some reason is a popular topic. As a black man that knows that, I guess my biggest question is fucking why? Why are you going around talking about your sister, your mother, your aunt, your cousin, your teachers? You know what I'm saying? Most of us have had female teachers or black female teachers. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Most of us. So, there's all these different things. And so I find it interesting and, comical, really, when black men, it's not funny that that's what they're talking about. It's just funny seeing them in action doing it. To me, that's funny. Mm-hmm. Like, wow, you really are a big idiot. You really are. And you cause more division and harm to the community than what you think. And the thing is, you think you're special. And a lot of black men, unfortunately, have way too much privilege within our community, within the black community. They are the white men of our community. Yeah. Straight black men are the white men of our community. Mm-hmm. Y'all bring us down. I can say that because I'm bisexual, and it's not that I don't add myself into that mix, but I'm not straight. Therefore, what I'm seeing is hetero presenting black men doing these things.
What goes through my head is that Tupac verse.
Which one?
We're gonna raise a race that hate the ladies that make the babies. And that's currently what we have now. And my question, because I have 4 brothers, and even though there was a male figure in their life, and my younger brothers got to experience it more, they were raised by my mother. And she raised very intelligent, successful black men that love black women. So I'm like, for you to sit there and have so much animosity for the black women that raised you, I said this a long time ago. I don't understand. As black women, through all our trauma and all our healing and everything that we had to deal with, 4 out of 5 black little girls are molested before they're the age of 12, but we still take the burden of raising little boys. And more of the issue that the black community experiences is more on the mother, but we don't put any weight on the father. And I don't understand that, because we all understand it takes two to raise a child.
Absolutely.
In a household.
Absolutely.
So if the father is absent, why are we putting more of our problems on the one parent that did not abandon us?
And I completely agree with that.
Because you can't say that nobody's perfect. Yeah, your dad may have been going through his things, but can you imagine what a black woman is going through? And she can't just abandon her baby. She got to raise you. But after she sits there and struggles and puts her whole life on the line to be able to provide as much as she can, while another parent just abandons, all of the fault is put on her.
Yes.
And my only question to black men is this: if you call yourself a king, who do you rule over?
And if we think about, it's funny you bring up
If
kings.
you call yourself a king, who do you rule over? You can't rule over white women because they got their kings. You can't rule over Hispanics. If you call yourself a king, who are you the ruler of? Because if you're the ruler of the black community and black women, you're doing a horrible job at it. If you call yourself a king as a black man, who are you a king of? Because I know damn well you can't call yourself a king of white women, because them white men got that under control. Mm-hmm. And if I understand how superiority, y'all are definitely under that. And if you are the king, what is a king? Someone who takes care of the community as a whole, the women and children. Not just themselves, not just their household. So why is it okay for you to be a king but leave black women to struggle? Regardless if that's your mother, your baby mother, your sister, or your aunt. If you are a king, if you are a ruler.
And let's think about it. When you think about king, I've always, me personally as a black man, I've had a problem. I have a problem when black men try to posture themselves up as kings. My grandfather has never referred to himself as a king of anything. I've never heard it come out of his mouth. He's never boasted. He's always been, my grandfather has always shown a level of humility, to which is probably why I am the way I am, because I saw him not do those things.
Yeah.
He was not this. My grandfather lets everything speak for himself. He doesn't have to say anything when he walks in the room. You know he's the man when you see him. You know what I'm saying? He knows it. And he doesn't have to say anything about it. It just comes off naturally for him. It does. And, I have a problem because if we look at kings in history, and I'm talking
black kings, African kings,
any kings in world history that we have known, kings, monarchies, royalty have usually have been at one point or another,
Yep.
been oppressive to the people that are in who they rule over.
Yes.
Like these people were, most of these people were very oppressive. Kings, I feel with monarchies, are, they can be very oppressive. That's why you don't see many monarchies today, because of the simple fact they might have monarchies, but they've changed. It's constitutional monarchies, and they're used as more of a symbolic. They are still over these lands, But as far as the government day-to-day type of things, as running to make sure the country runs, they leave that to their elected leaders. A lot of monarchies are still around because of that. Like, you have to understand, like, monarchies today are paid by the government.
Yeah. Yep.
They're paid by them because of the simple fact of they are who they are, their families are who they are, and they ruled this land to where they are today. And they're okay with that. There's not a single, besides like the Sultan of Brunei. You know what I'm saying? Brunei is such a small country.
Yeah.
But even like, if you're not the Sultan of Brunei, then, you know, you gonna have, I was just like, this is what you gonna get.
And my thing is, like, also, like, if money rules the world, and we know this as a fact, you cannot debate me on this, that each community puts their money back into their community.
Every single one.
Every single one. Guess where the black males put his money?
Into himself. Black men put the money into themselves every single time. And it's not, and the thing about it is, it's very, to say it like that, it almost sounds dismissive, and that's just what it is, but it is.
It is. Black men are more likely to die before their partner. So when you pass away, your money goes to your partner, their money goes to your partner's community. When we have all these successful African Americans and they take their money and they put it outside of their community, when they marry outside of their community, and I'm just going to be right honest, your money goes outside. And your money helps take care of their community while you're struggling. And guess where all theirs go to?
Theirs.
Every last one of them.
Theirs.
No matter what.
They're not worried about our community. You're gone. And it doesn't matter. You're dead. And then you've laid down with this person, with this non-black woman.
Now listen to me. We live in a patriarchy world. And once again, I'm speaking just facts. Whether I want to believe it or not, or I feel it is true. The world is ran by men. So the strongest part of our community is the black male. And you are not taking care of us.
I feel like we're the strongest and the weakest.
You're the strongest and the weakest. You are failing your own community while you're catering to the others. Yep. They know how powerful you are. Even if you are religious and you want to say the man lead, once again, who is the black man leading? Who are y'all leading? Not white women. Not preferences. Who do you lead?
Yourself. At the end of the day.
So when I stated previously in my podcast, and when I say protect black women, that at the end of the day, you cannot form your own identity without us, like we can't form ours without. Because other than that, we're part of everybody else's community while we're keeping ourselves down. If you really want to be a king, if you really want to rule the world, you will have a black woman by your side.
Yep, you will. Perfect example. You want to know a perfect example of someone who has a black woman by their side and has been there since day one, and they're still married, still together? You want to know who? And the funny thing is, most of you niggas, black men, really dog on this man because you don't like him. But I give him all the praise in the world because of the simple fact he grew up without a father figure and he still married a black woman. Uh-huh. And that is none other than NBA legend, soon to be legend, already legend, LeBron James.
Oh, we better stop that right there because it's been allegations that he be secretly cheating with aliens.
They've been saying that for 5+ years.
He is, but still, in front of the world eyes, he's with the black woman. When they went to France, he was with his wife. So I'm going, men, they do what they do.
Yeah, LeBron.
Anyway.
It's like LeBron is with his wife. Period. Point blank.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank.
Yeah.
You ain't. I was like, you ain't even heard this.
Black kids.
Black kids.
Black family.
Black family.
Black family.
And that's a good. I was like, and that's really a good example.
I don't understand. If you have the strongest, brightest, smartest, most intelligent woman, creative out here, why wouldn't you want to be by that person's side unless it's a controlling factor? But I want to lift y'all up. I don't want y'all to be at the bottom. Because guess what y'all are doing when you are doing these things? When you are catering to their image and what they prefer. You are minimizing yourself to sit there and feel like you belong to form into somebody else's community. You would never be seen as a man doing that.
Not only that.
Why do you think they don't respect us? Because we don't even have men that respect us.
You don't. I'm gonna say this to you, black men, and I say this I'm gonna say this very directly. Do not become like the white men that you want to become. I say that.
They'll never accept you, boo.
They're never gonna accept you, and I can tell you that just from experience and seeing my grandfather. My grandfather, literally, no matter how successful he was, and he was very successful, he was never going to be part of those groups. Even the men that his colleagues, friends that he worked with for many, many years, want to know something very interesting about them? Very few, almost none of them are white. We're talking about three Asian men from all different backgrounds. They're not all the same, and a black man. I was like, those were the people that he was with. And because they're all minorities, and in the field that they were working in, there was not many, they never saw too much of themselves. And the people that they clicked with were other minorities.
They'll never respect you.
They're never going to respect you.
They using y'all. Y'all looking like fools, bruh. And we see it. We black women decided to be nobody's fool anymore. And that's why everybody's mad. But we see what is going on. They're using you. Really, as a strong, powerful, intelligent man as you are, you really gonna let these motherfuckers use and abuse you?
You let them. You let them. Because really and truthfully, you want to be like them. What kills me is that 13% of you, went out for Donald Trump. And like most of you, the reason you like Donald Trump is because of the simple fact he can do things pretty much without impunity. And when I mean that, meaning without much retribution, without much backlash. This is why he's over our country today. Because there's a lot of things. I was like, there's a lot of black men that just want to be like white men. There's a lot of you that want to be like white men, and you don't say it out loud, but it shows within your. I was like, with everything that you say, everything that you do, especially with your choices, especially with your, you claim like your preferences of who you're attracted to, who you want to date, but but a lot of you, none of them are black women. So it's like it's just like there's all these things that you do that makes it easy for me to not take you seriously.
This is what I'm going to say about this, because like I'm a black woman. So I'm like kind of looking at it as how black women are and how a lot of black women do not like to procreate with dark skinned men because they don't want dark babies. This is what I perceive of the black man, because the world is based off of money and power, and men, y'all chase off after power. To gain these things, y'all was told that y'all have to have this, that, and the third. And because black people have never had a place or have never been valued, no matter what we do in society, that we constantly trying to prove ourselves to say, hey, I'm one of the boys.
Yep.
And I think that's what black men suffer from. Because y'all feel exactly like black women, powerless. And y'all are men. So y'all want to gain y'all power back. So what
I hope y'all are
do,
listening to this, because she's dropping some bars for you all right now.
So what y'all do is y'all conform. And y'all feel like, well, if I got this, if I got that, and they will see me as a man that I am. And no, they don't. They just see you as a flunky, but because you're actually just falling into exactly their plan, how they structure things.
Mm-hmm.
They're using you as a pawn on the chessboard because it's a bigger ender game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it as like weak or whatever. I see it as men being men, and this is what men do. But y'all don't understand the power move, the chess move, the queen carries the board. And without that, you have no king.
She goes anywhere she wants on that board.
So what I'm saying to y'all is, if y'all really want that, if y'all really want to be the men that control and gain all the power and the money, y'all need to have black women by y'all sides, and we'll crush them. We'll crush them. Stop being a pawn.
Y'all.
Because think about it. 4 out of 5 little black girls are molested before the age of 12. Look at all black women have accomplished. Look at all African Americans have accomplished. Don't let them fool you. We are the strongest. Inner, outer, no matter what. We are the most deprived, impoverished, but our DNA, our placenta, our sperm is still the most powerful, potent thing out there. Please understand who you are if you are a king. First king of Africa that ruled all 19 prominent in Africa. The first one. Who was he?
Who?
Wasn't it Kunta Kinte?
What, King?
Yeah.
Oh no. No, Musa. King.
Musa. And what? He had control of the diamonds. And then
Everything.
He had control of everything. And what he did was he conquered majority of Africa. And what he did when he conquered majority of Africa, he made it number one that they would never let the Europeans in, white people in. And he ruled for a long time. And they would trade the diamonds, and they was rich. And what happened? He had 19 brothers who were jealous of him. That sat there. 3 of the brothers plotted and killed them. As soon as they killed them, they let the whiteys come in. They sold everything.
Yep.
Next thing you know, slavery. But the point of this was, he knew no matter what, even though he ruled and he conquered Africa, that he was strongest with his people and he could never let them infiltrate. Because once they did, that will be the end of civilization as we know it. He knew the minerals. He understood the power that we possess. How do you let motherfuckers, yo, how do you, the Moors taught these niggas how to wash their ass.
And read.
They was in filth and shit. How do you let these niggas control you? Like that's what black women have started to realize. That will never let that nasty white fucking bitch, you call her a fucking princess, and you call her a woman, and you call her the pillar, and this a nasty ass bitch. We birth your fucking babies, bitch. You can't even produce fucking milk. Can't clean your house. Can't take care of your man. Can't take care of your household. Can't wash your body. Mathematics still used to the day, taught by us. We taught them everything they know. So how the fuck do you let them use you as a pawn? Don't get mad at us, because we realized our power and we no longer want to be used. But I guarantee you this. I can't do this without you. I don't want to do this without you. I need you by my side. And at the end of the goddamn day, I can't let my brother sit here and fall victim to their bullshit. So don't hate me if I'm strong and then I'm standing up and I've got a voice and I'm fighting for you. Because if you won't do it, who will?